Welcome back, everyone. We're diving into Gufic BioSciences Q2 FY25 results today.
Right.
We've got the press release, of course, and the detailed financials.
Oh.
But they've also put together this
Oh.
surprisingly visual investor presentation.
Really?
It's not your typical,
Yeah.
dry financial document.
Right.
So
Okay. Well,
I think we're in for some fun.
I'm excited to dig into that.
Yeah, me too.
Let's see what Gufic's been up to.
Exactly. And, Gufic's not your average pharma company.
No, they're definitely not.
They're really kind of blending traditional pharmaceuticals
Yeah.
with some really cutting-edge approaches.
Yeah, they are. They are.
So let's start with their overall performance.
Okay.
Revenue dipped a little bit compared to last year, but profitability is holding steady.
Okay.
That's the EBITDA and the PATOS margins.
So what's the significance of that?
Yeah.
What's the significance?
Current market.
Yeah, in the context of the current pharma market. Well, I think it's actually a good sign.
Yeah.
The Indian pharma market is facing some challenges right now.
Yeah.
So seeing Gufic kind of maintain that profitability suggests they're navigating, the rough waters, the headwinds.
Right, yeah, weathering the storm.
Yeah, exactly.
And it is interesting to see how much their revenue has grown since FY19.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gone from 359.5 crore to 806.7 crore.
Wow.
So that's,
Good flippers.
yeah, that kind of consistent growth really catches your eye.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they've also got these 8 distinct business units. What's the strategy behind that?
Well, it's all about targeted focus.
Yeah.
Each unit tackles a specific market segment, and that allows them to really tailor their approach
Yeah.
and really dig deep.
Okay.
And, they're not just playing on the Indian field either.
Right.
They've got over 130 products registered globally,
Wow.
and they've got ambitions to expand into the U.S. and EU markets. That's ambitious.
Very ambitious.
Yeah.
Indeed. Speaking of ambition,
Yeah.
their new indoor facility was ready to roll back in October 2023,
Oh, wow.
but they held back on full commercialization.
Really?
Yeah.
That seems
It does seem kind of counterintuitive.
counterintuitive, yeah.
Yeah, why would you do that?
Why would you hold back when it's ready to go?
Right, exactly.
Go.
But
Okay.
it was a calculated move.
Right.
They wanted to ensure they had all their ducks in a row, meaning U.S. FDA approvals and documentation all in place before launching products from indoor.
I see. So they were really
Yeah.
thinking ahead.
Targeting that U.S. market,
Yeah.
that's clearly a major part of their strategy.
Makes sense. Long-term thinking.
Yeah, serious long-term thinking.
And
And
it paid off.
it has paid off.
Oh, good.
The facility is now fully validated,
Great.
and it is producing.
Fantastic.
So what does that mean for Gufic's future? It's huge, right?
Yeah.
This facility significantly ramps up their production capacity.
Yeah.
Especially for injectables. They even have a dedicated section for pendum products,
Wow.
including the crucial carbapenems.
Okay.
And those are, often used in critical care settings.
Yeah.
So this really sets them up for some serious growth.
Okay. So let's dive deeper into one of those specialized areas.
Okay.
The Criticare division.
All right.
It's not just about selling drugs. It's about life-saving injectables, used in those critical care situations.
Right.
So what sets this division apart?
Well, advanced antifungals,
Okay.
powerful antibacterials. These are drugs that can be, the deciding factor in
Right.
life or death situations.
Yeah, very serious stuff.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is that, Criticare goes beyond just selling. They're building genuine partnerships with hospitals.
That's interesting.
I'm curious about those partnerships.
Me too.
What do they look like in practice?
Yeah, what does that look like?
I mean, for one thing, they're tackling the very real issue of drug-resistant bacteria.
Right.
They're offering specialized product to combat these resistant strains.
Oh,
But on top of that, they're also engaging with doctors
yeah.
on best practices and responsible antibiotic use.
So it's like an educational component.
Exactly. It's not just about the product.
Right, right.
It's about the knowledge, the expertise.
Yeah, and they're running campaigns too, like for World Sepsis Day.
Oh, wow.
So it really kind of positions them as
Thought leaders.
yeah,
Yeah.
not just salespeople.
Not just salespeople.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good approach.
It is smart.
Especially with antibiotic resistance being such a global concern.
Exactly.
They're showing that they're part of the solution.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Not just profiting from the problem.
Absolutely. And that kind of trust is invaluable in this field.
Absolutely.
Now, let's switch gears a little bit.
Okay.
To Ferticare.
All right.
This division is riding a wave.
What wave is that?
The assisted reproductive technology wave.
Oh, the RT wave.
The RT wave, yeah.
Okay, so more and more couples are seeking fertility treatments.
Exactly.
And Ferticare is...
yeah, they're kind of on the cutting edge of this.
Yeah, they are.
I've heard they're big on innovation.
They are.
What are some examples of that?
Well, they were the first in India to develop ultra-purified HMG.
Okay.
That's a key hormone in IVF treatments. They're also working on extended-release formulations for better patient compliance.
So it's easier for patients to take the medication.
Yes, exactly.
It's always a win.
Always a win. But here's where it gets really fascinating.
Okay, I'm ready.
They've developed an AI-powered tool called EmbryoAid.
EmbryoAid, yeah.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, AI is everywhere these days.
It is, and it's really kind of amazing to see how they're using it in this field.
Yeah. Tell me more about how that works.
So it's remarkable, really. EmbryoAid uses these complex algorithms to analyze images of embryos, and it considers all these factors that might not even be visible to the human eye.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, so it's like having a super-powered embryologist.
Yeah, it's like augmenting, human expertise with the power of AI.
Right.
And this helps doctors select the most promising embryos for IVF.
So it's really about increasing success rates.
Right, exactly.
And maybe even reducing the number of cycles that a couple needs to undergo.
Yeah, and that's huge.
Absolutely.
Because IVF can be incredibly emotionally and financially taxing.
Yeah, it can.
So it's not just about advancing technology. It's about offering hope.
Yeah, that's a great point.
So we've got Criticare focused on life-saving measures.
Right.
And Ferticare revolutionizing fertility treatments. What about their other divisions?
Let's take a quick look.
Okay.
We've got Spark, which targets the mass market with gynecology and ENT products.
Okay.
Then there's Stellar, which is aiming for leadership in PPIs. Those are for acid reflux.
All right, right.
And they're also in the pain management space.
Okay.
They've got a new non-sedating cough syrup in the pipeline.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called Barrel DX.
Okay.
That could be a big seller.
Interesting. So they're kind of branching out into different areas. Then there's healthcare, which is tapping into the growing trend of natural remedies with their Salaki range.
Okay.
That's derived from a medicinal herb used in Ayurveda.
Interesting.
And lastly, Sparsh is smartly targeting smaller hospitals with a comprehensive range of injectables.
So they're reaching kind of an underserved market.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So it seems like they've got all their bases covered.
They do. They really do.
But let's not forget about their research and development efforts.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Are they resting on their laurels?
I don't think so.
With all these successful divisions?
No, not at all.
Okay, so what are they up to?
Gufic is investing heavily in R&D.
Okay.
Particularly in a few key areas.
Right.
Like peptides, for instance.
Peptides?
Yeah, those are complex molecules.
Okay.
With huge potential in pharmaceuticals. And Gufic is working towards manufacturing them in-house.
In-house.
Yeah.
What's the...
Why is that important?
Yeah, why is that important? What's the advantage?
Well, it gives them more control over their supply chain.
Right.
Right. So they can develop new peptide-based therapies without relying on external suppliers.
Okay.
And it can also significantly reduce costs in the long run.
So it's a win-win.
It is. It is.
Okay. What other R&D areas are they focused on?
They're developing dual-chamber syringes.
Dual-chamber syringes?
Yes.
What are those?
Those are a really clever innovation in drug delivery.
Okay.
These syringes keep the drug and the diluent separate until the moment of injection.
So what's...
Why is that important? Well, it's crucial for drugs that are unstable in liquid form.
I see.
Or need to be mixed right before administering.
Oh, okay. So it ensures...
Yeah, it ensures accurate dosage. And it can improve efficacy while reducing side effects.
So they're innovating on both the drug development and the delivery fronts?
Exactly.
That's impressive.
It is. It is. But there's one R&D program that I'm particularly intrigued by.
Which one is that?
Cellvax, their immuno-oncology program.
Cellvax, okay.
Yeah, they're aiming to develop new cancer treatments. And
this is exciting.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
And I've heard whispers about some groundbreaking preclinical studies.
Oh, really? Tell me more.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Cellvax is focusing on a new co-therapy for pancreatic cancer.
Okay.
And the results from their preclinical studies in mice have been, well, extraordinary.
Extraordinary. Give me the details.
They've achieved a 92% cure rate in their latest study.
A 92% cure rate.
Yeah.
That's, I mean...
It's unheard of.
That's unheard of.
Especially for pancreatic cancer.
Yeah.
It's notoriously aggressive and difficult to treat.
Right.
So
a 92% cure rate in preclinical studies.
Yeah.
It's a beacon of hope, really.
Yes, it is. It's incredible.
It is.
Yeah.
It's still early days, of course.
Of course, yeah.
These are preclinical studies, and there's a long road ahead before this potential therapy reaches human trials.
Right.
But the initial results are incredibly promising.
Absolutely.
So what's next for Cellvax?
Well, Gufic's moving full steam ahead.
Okay.
They're collaborating with leading pancreatic cancer experts.
To optimize dosing.
Okay.
And also to compare Cellvax's efficacy against standard chemotherapy regimens.
So it's a long and rigorous process.
It is. It is.
But the potential of Cellvax is huge.
It is. It really is.
I mean, if Cellvax proves successful in human trials, it wouldn't just be a game changer for pancreatic cancer treatment.
Right.
It would really solidify Gufic's position as a leader in the field of immuno-oncology.
Absolutely. Yeah, it would open up a whole new market for them.
Right.
And potentially revolutionize how we approach cancer treatment.
It's definitely something we'll be following closely.
Absolutely.
Let's shift gears for a moment
and
go back to those partnerships that Criticare is building with hospitals.
Right.
What makes their approach so effective?
It boils down to genuine collaboration.
Okay.
They're not just selling products. They're helping hospitals tackle some of the biggest challenges in critical care.
Like antimicrobial resistance.
Exactly.
Which is a growing global threat.
It is. It is a major concern.
Yeah.
And hospitals are at the forefront of this battle.
Yeah, they are.
And Criticare is stepping up by offering these specialized products to combat these resistant strains.
But it's more than just offering products, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
They're actively working with doctors to promote responsible antibiotic use. They're even running campaigns for World Sepsis Day and advocating for antimicrobial stewardship programs.
And those
are programs designed to ensure antibiotics are used appropriately and only when truly necessary.
So it helps preserve the effectiveness of these life-saving drugs.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's a win-win for everyone.
It is, it is.
Hospitals get valuable support in managing a complex issue.
Yeah.
And Gufic builds trust and positions itself as a true partner, not just a vendor.
Absolutely. That kind of reputation is valuable in this industry.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Ferticare again. That EmbryoAid AI tool, that's just, it's amazing to me.
It is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely cutting edge.
It is.
IVF is a complex process.
Yeah.
And selecting the most viable embryos for transfer is crucial.
Yeah.
Traditionally, this has been done by embryologists.
Okay.
Visually examining the embryos under a microscope.
Right.
But even the most skilled professionals can't see everything.
Right. So EmbryoAid comes in and provides a more in-depth analysis using AI.
Exactly. Yeah, it uses advanced algorithms to analyze images of embryos, taking into account numerous factors that might be missed by the human eye.
So it's like having a super-powered embryologist working alongside the doctor.
Precisely. Yeah, it's augmenting human expertise with the power of AI.
And this leads to better outcomes.
Hopefully.
For patients.
That's the goal. Gufic's international expansion is also worth noting.
Yes, it is. They're not just a domestic player anymore.
No, they're not.
So what's their global strategy?
Well, they're taking a calculated approach.
Okay.
They're targeting both regulated and semi-regulated markets.
Okay.
And they're building a really robust regulatory compliance infrastructure.
So they're really
They're doing it right.
Yeah, they're doing it right.
It's essential for competing on a global scale.
And they're clearly making headway.
They are?
They've secured approvals for their products in several countries.
Like where?
Thailand, Sri Lanka, Cambodia, Lithuania.
Wow.
And they recently won a tender with the UK's National Health Service.
The NHS.
The NHS, yeah.
Wow, that's a big accomplishment.
It is, it is.
The NHS is one of the most respected healthcare systems in the world.
It's a huge validation of their quality and regulatory efforts.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's especially interesting is their focus on owning those product registrations. Yeah. So what's the strategic advantage there?
It gives them more control. They don't have to rely on distributors or partners to get their products into those markets.
Okay.
They can participate in tenders directly.
Right.
Which gives them greater control over pricing and distribution.
It also makes them a more attractive partner for other companies looking to enter those markets.
Right, because they become kind of a one-stop shop for regulatory expertise, manufacturing capabilities, market knowledge.
Exactly.
It's a smart long-term strategy.
It is. It is. Yeah. Okay, so we've talked about their divisions and their global expansion.
Right.
Let's circle back to those R&D efforts.
Yeah.
Their work with peptides is particularly interesting.
Yeah, it is.
So what's the significance of their move towards in-house peptide manufacturing?
Well, peptides are essentially short chains of amino acids, and they're becoming increasingly important in pharmaceuticals because they can be used to develop very targeted therapies with potentially fewer side effects.
Okay, so Gufic's goal is to manufacture these peptides in-house.
Right.
What are the reasons for that?
Well, there's several.
Okay.
First, it gives them greater control over their supply chain.
Okay.
They won't be reliant on external suppliers for these crucial molecules.
Right.
Second, it allows them to develop new and innovative peptide-based therapies more efficiently.
Okay.
And finally, it can significantly reduce costs in the long run.
So it seems like a smart move for a company that's serious about leading the way in peptide-based therapies.
Absolutely.
They're also innovating in drug delivery systems with those dual-chamber syringes.
Yes, those are quite interesting.
So what are the advantages of this technology?
Well, dual-chamber syringes are a clever solution for drugs that are unstable in liquid form or need to be mixed immediately before administration.
Okay.
These syringes keep the drug and the diluent, that's the liquid used to dilute the drug, separate until the moment of injection.
So it's like a two-in-one system.
Exactly, yeah.
And what are the benefits for patients?
Well, the key benefit is ensuring the drug is delivered at the correct concentration, which can improve efficacy and reduce the risk of side effects.
So it's a simple but elegant solution that can make a big difference in patient care.
Absolutely.
And yet another example of Gufic's commitment to improving the patient experience through innovation.
Through innovation, exactly.
But let's be honest, the R&D program that everyone's watching is Cellvax, their immuno-oncology program. It's aiming to develop new cancer treatments by harnessing the power of the immune system to fight cancer cells.
Yeah, so it's a completely different approach from traditional chemotherapy, which essentially attacks all rapidly dividing cells.
Right, whether they're cancerous or not.
Exactly.
So tell me more about this revolutionary approach.
Well, immuno-oncology is a game changer because it's much more targeted. It trains the immune system to recognize and destroy cancer cells specifically.
So it leaving
healthy cells largely unharmed.
So that often leads to fewer side effects.
Exactly. Yeah, compared to traditional chemotherapy.
It's a revolutionary approach that's showing incredible promise in treating a wide range of cancers.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Gufic is right there on the forefront.
They are.
Of this new frontier with Cellvax. And it's remarkable how they're pursuing these cutting-edge treatments right here in India.
It's truly inspiring. It really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a testament to the growing strength and innovation of the Indian pharmaceutical industry.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
From Gufic's overall performance and their cleverly structured business units to their exciting forays into R&D and international expansion.
Yeah.
But let's zoom out for a moment and consider the bigger picture. Right.
What are some of Gufic's key strengths that have contributed to their success?
Well, I think one of their most notable strengths is their diversified business model.
Okay.
They're not putting all their eggs in one basket.
Right.
They've established a strong presence in various market segments, from critical care and fertility treatments to natural remedies and everything in between.
Yeah, that kind of diversification is key.
It is.
Especially in such a dynamic industry.
Absolutely.
If one segment faces headwinds,
right,
they've got others to balance it
yeah,
out.
exactly. It's like having, a well-balanced portfolio.
Exactly.
Another major strength is their unwavering commitment to innovation.
Yeah, we've seen that throughout this whole deep dive. I mean, they're constantly pushing boundaries, developing new products and technologies.
They're not just following trends.
Right.
They're creating them.
Yeah.
And it's clearly paying off.
It is, and they've got this robust pipeline.
Yeah. Of new products and technologies in development.
Absolutely. Yeah. And they're not content with just innovating within India's borders either.
Right.
Their strategic expansion into new markets, both domestically and internationally, is another strength.
Yeah, and they're not just entering these markets. They're doing it with a clear focus on regulatory compliance and quality.
Absolutely. They understand that meeting those stringent international standards is essential for success on a global scale.
Right, and that recent win with the UK's NHS is a testament to that.
Absolutely.
Their commitment to quality and compliance.
Couldn't agree more.
And let's not forget their strong management team.
Oh, yeah, of course.
A group of experienced professionals with a proven track record of success.
Oh, lastly.
They're forward-thinking.
Yeah.
And they have a clear vision for Gufic's future.
They do. They're not just chasing short-term profits.
Right.
They're building a company for sustainable long-term growth.
And taking all of this into account, it's clear that Gufic BioSciences is a company to watch.
Absolutely.
But what does all this mean for you, our listener?
Yeah, good question.
Why should you care about Gufic's story?
Well, I think if you're interested in the pharmaceutical industry, or just appreciate a good story of innovation and growth, Gufic is definitely worth paying attention to.
Yeah.
They're doing some truly groundbreaking work.
Yeah.
And they're poised for significant growth in the coming years.
And their focus on critical care, fertility treatments, immuno-oncology, these things align perfectly with some of the biggest trends and unmet needs in healthcare.
Couldn't agree more.
They're developing solutions with the potential to make a real difference in people's lives.
Absolutely. And their commitment to R&D combined with their strategic expansion into new markets makes them a potentially compelling investment opportunity.
Okay.
This is not a flash-in-the-pan company.
Right.
They're building a solid foundation for long-term success.
So before we wrap up, I have to ask you.
Yeah.
We've talked about several of Gufic's ambitious initiatives, expanding their botulinum toxin range, potentially commercializing their immuno-oncology therapy, developing new treatments for viral infections.
Right.
Which of these initiatives do you think has the most potential?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
They've got a winning hand with all three.
Yeah, I do.
I mean, the potential impact of Selvax in the fight against pancreatic cancer is enormous.
It is.
Imagine the hope it could offer to patients facing such a difficult diagnosis.
I agree. The promise of Selvax is undeniable.
It is.
But their work on botulinum toxins, especially their plans for fast-acting and topical formulations, that could also really shake up the aesthetics market.
It could. And let's not underestimate the importance of their work on viral therapies. Yeah. With a constant threat of emerging infectious diseases.
Right.
Innovative treatments in this area are absolutely crucial.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to watch how these initiatives unfold in the years to come.
It is.
I have a feeling we'll be hearing a lot more about Gufic.
Yeah.
And their groundbreaking work.
Without a doubt, they're a company on the rise.
Yeah.
And their story is one of ambition, innovation, and a commitment to making a real difference in the world.
So to our listener, keep an eye on Gufic.
Yes.
This is a company with a bold vision and the expertise to make it a reality.
Couldn't agree more.
And until our next deep dive, keep exploring, keep learning, and never stop questioning.